Well, hello, my beautiful beings of light. Welcome back. Welcome back to episode number 2 of an unusual podcast. Today, my cutie patooties, we're going to be talking about pretending to be fine over a cute little FaceTime. But we're really going to get into the nitty gritty of the damages that pretending to be fine can cause. We're also going to get into how our own personal behavior can manifest chaos in our lives. And we be trying to put on our big girl panties and grow up from the debauchery that we be, perpetuating. Anyway, this conversation is about growth, healing, and transformation. And I hope you grab something, glean something meaningful, beautiful, phenomenal from it. Now, before we jump into today's video, I would just like to thank you for being you. I would like to thank you for your presence, your continued support, and just being an all around stellar human being. If you like what you see, I hope you consider subscribing, share this with somebody that you love, and grab some water. Did I say that? Make sure you're drinking water while you're watching this. All right? It's going to be heavy, it's going to be intense, but we're in this together, so let's go. As always, here are the house rules. I mean, you can pause to read them, just follow them. Be nice, cute, cordial, and we're gonna have a Gucci time. This is a space for growth, healing, and positivity. And if you ain't on that train, baby, bye. But if you are, toot toot, bitch. Let's go. Before we jump all the way in or whatever, I just want to put a quick trigger warning for everyone, especially our depressed babes. We talk about some pretty heavy topics in this episode, ranging from assault, narcissistic abuse, to suicide. Like I said, this is a safe space. We talk about it all. And just know that your feelings are important, your feelings are valid. If you are having ideation or any thoughts of suicide, please do not hesitate to reach out to your support systems, the suicide hotline. I'm going to put some resources in the description, but just wanted to give you guys a trigger warning of some pretty heavy themes that are coming up. But if you are about that action, about that life, let's just dig on right on to it. All right. Remember, remind yourselves that you were safe and that you were loved. All right, let's go. I gotta pee.
Why do you do this
I
to me
didn't think about
every
that before.
time?
Because I thought to myself, I'm like, I definitely have to use the bathroom. But I just told her I would call her.
Bro, go pee.
What are we going to talk about?
Um,
What did we say we were going to talk about? Hi, everyone. Hello. How
hey
are you doing
everyone.
today? We're just
Um,
on here real quick just to see how you wonderful beings of light are doing today.
what did we say we were gonna talk about? I feel like we had
I don't know.
a extensive conversation on FaceTime. What were we focused on? We're making stupid ass choices every time around this time of year. That was one of the things we were talking about.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pee.
Go pee.
Because I feel like I'm gonna laugh
The
at
way
my
that
foolish mistakes.
not I'm alive. I can't
And I'm gonna pee on myself.
I can't get it now.
And this is not OF. This is not the platform for that.
I
Did I
can't.
just say that out loud? Sorry, guys. I'm gonna go pee really
All right,
quick,
what you got? Oh,
and
yes.
you're gonna remember what we said we were gonna talk about. Yeah,
I'm gonna try to. Yeah,
you're gonna try to. I'm
yeah.
gonna. There we go. Cool. Awesome. I'll be back.
I don't know. Basically, I was just getting into how every single time around this time of year, I be making poor decisions between my
Oh.
ovulation cycle and um, wanting a partner.
Oh, yeah, and companionship and shit. Are we
Yeah.
gonna hold on? Okay,
What do
cool.
they want to
Thank
talk
you.
about?
Are we gonna go into that? I don't know what you were just talking about.
I don't know.
Because I've been talking about
Somebody said,
wanting to leave certain schmeenuses behind in 2022 or inhale wherever suits you.
inhale.
I don't really care.
Somebody said,
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about how internet dating has humbled me.
Humbled you how?
I would love to know. I
In
would
what
love
ways? Is did we kind of like come to that resolution?
the internet dating thing.
Mm-hmm.
We did. I mean, I don't want
I'm
that.
not doing that shit ever again.
No,
I'm
it wasn't
okay.
your fault. That shit is not safe. Like, I don't, as a woman, we have to recognize that it's not safe because there could be weirdos on there. But also, like, people lie every day, we. So just like me feeling that little fleeting passing moment of loneliness and being like, let me think about downloading it. I can't even do that with the amount of people following me because I don't know why you want to talk to me. You might think that like just because I have this many followers on TikTok, I'm like this plug or something like that, and you about to be mad lit, baby. I'm regular as hell.
Bro, I be crying every day. Hey J baby, can you handle that? I listen, y'all. I ain't been posting not nan nothing, cause I've been trying not to go off the deep end. You know, and dating dudes don't want to handle none of that, and I don't want to hand off none of that. I don't want to, cause they send me there. They send me there. When I think about all my trials and tribulations, it's my own doing. That's what he was talking about. My
Yes,
coochie be putting chaos in my own motherfucking life, bitch.
yes,
And that's
and
something that's really hard to come to terms with.
because we chose violence going into this year. Around this time of year, me and you had went viral in that other post where we talked about wanting to give like all of the nastiest parts to somebody's son. We chose violence because that's exactly what we did this year.
Is that violence?
Yes,
I don't think I chose that this year. I was listen. I went into this year chilling.
you did. So did I.
I went into this year chilling.
So did
That
I.
man came in and
Yeah,
boy,
violence.
violent. But
Violence.
I wasn't choosing violence. I wasn't. I just left therapy. Black man doing shadow work right here. You deserve top for the rest of the day, sir.
You deserve
You
top while you're
do.
sitting down in a chair, reclining.
If that's what you're into.
And that's the
Who
type of
fucking
shit
knows
we
these
do.
days? Shadow work, as everybody, yes, we're proud of you. Everybody's in the chat and we're proud of. That's amazing. Shadow work as a black man, woo! That's scary territory,
Tough
but
shit.
necessary. We need y'all. Listen, that's the type of shit that make it fun, bro.
Okay. We respect you and we appreciate you.
Listen, bro. Okay, sorry, you got me unfocused. Listen, I love when black men heal. That shit turns me upside down. Um, what was he talking about? Oh, letting go of the penis.
Phenomenal timing.
Yeah, I just really had to like. Wow. Okay, let me go back because I'm trying to think of the post that you stitched that you were saying give samples and shit, right?
Yeah, hold.
The post that I was talking about, I said, I want to give somebody's son everything that I have, but why the fuck do I want to do that?
Mm-hmm.
I was leaning into that energy until a real pretty smile entered the chat.
Jesus
And I
Christ.
was like, hmm, this grief is solo dolo. Let me
Let's
see what
see.
that thing do. Maybe I don't have to cry by myself. I could cry. No, he just wanted to fuck. That's crazy. Lesson learned.
He used you.
Hard lesson.
He used you like one of those toys. The pocket. The pocket.
He said it. He said his was broken. Yikes. And here's where my frustration is. Men don't see where my frustration comes from. I could just spit off a whole list of things that men have like said to my face as an actual human being that would make y'all fucking quiver. And they'd be like, "Oh, yeah, no, I would hate me too." You know? The para. You're funny. I like the background. It's very mystic.
Thank you very much. I'm just like, let me.
I'm losing my train of thought in your makeup. I'm sorry. You're like mesmerizing. What the fuck was I saying? I don't even remember. Oh, you have to leave it behind. You have to leave it behind. Okay, so yeah, interacting with pretty smiles that in your grown ass mental. Like, girl, if you have to ask spirit all the damn time if this is a blessing or a lesson, just stop.
Just take a step back. Just take a
Just
step back,
stop.
sis. Because if the universe is asking you to stop for a second longer and just overthink, not even overthink, just think a little harder, concentrate a little deeper, listen to that. Listen to that.
Because the whole time I was just like, nah. What are we talking about? I need to focus. I'm not focused. I'm not focused. What the fuck are we talking about?
How this nigga violated and you wanted to pour everything into the person and you were trying
Oh
to
yeah
that
yeah yeah
part.
yeah 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 yeah.
Shout out to Recall.
Thank
Shout out to
you.
Celibacy.
I need. Yeah, no, I just a lot of shit became a lot more important to me this year, and just seeing how here's where the crazy part about healing and self awareness is that you enter these life experiences, right? And you're very aware of yourself. You're even aware of the behavior of people around you. You're aware of potential like intentions that somebody might have. You're aware of red flags. You're aware of gaslighting. You're aware of manipulation. However, because you happen to ovulate and you're also in a
Ha!
very vulnerable space where someone that you loved just suffered a tragic death. So you're grieving on top of suffering a lot of other crazy shit going on in your life. You think in your mind that this pretty smile is a safe space because they told you so, knowing in your mind still that this shit is a finesse, but you still do it anyways. What is that? I call that learning the fucking hard way.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what that
Because
is.
you're wildly aware. I was wildly aware that this man was a shit human being. I was so aware. Cognitive dissonance. Absolutely right. He told me he had 9 children. I was like, what?
He had
Then
45.
he said it was 6. Sir, I don't want to be with you anyway. I just wanted to bust your doonies down. But then this bitch informs me, because I asked her this morning, well, why would he fake pretending to want to like talk to me in 5 years, which I was not biting in the first place? Because again, a whole football team of children. She was like, because he sold you what you thought you wanted. When you are so deprived of shit, you will go for anything. When you are deprived of love, you will go for anything. Hey Mel, how you doing? When you're deprived, you'll go for anything. So this man with a pretty smile sold me the idea of reciprocation. The word he spit to me was redomancy. If a man says redomancy to you, it's a fucking red flag. Run away because he doesn't really know what that shit means. Redomancy is reciprocal love, essentially. You know? And so I'm thinking, oh my God, he love bombed me with this word and this music, and because music is a language that I speak. It's very systematic. I saw this man love bombing and manipulating the fuck out of me.
Step by
But
step.
my pussy was throbbing the whole time. Lord Jesus, as a Christian woman, I do declare to my heart's delight
9 head of kids, literally 9. I personally think he had
9.
5 children.
Oh, and here's what's fucking. This story gets fucking crazy, guys. So while this man is manipulating me, he's doing it with the prettiest mouth I have seen in the longest time. So I'm just
A
like,
beautiful man. A beautiful
I'll
man, let's be
tolerate
clear.
the bullshit. This man is very pretty, and I went into the year trying to be saved, holy, and sanctified, but I'm sad. So let me just go distract myself with some kielbasa, if you
Secaucus.
will. And I saw it happening. I was very clear in my communication. I was like, hey, I don't think you like me.
Oh, it would be less funny if it wasn't true.
Ah! I was like, I don't think you like me. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, well, you only call me at a certain hour. You only do this. You only do that. It's just indicating, it's conducive that you're just very distracted. And he was like, well, I own a business. Well, I do this. I do that. I'm so busy. You're not. You have 12 birthday parties to attend every year. And you're not going to have space and memory to remember mine. So I continued to talk to this man like a fucking dumbass
Bro.
until I finally saw. I asked Spirit, I was like, Spirit, I know you've been giving me signs that this person is a shit human being. He even told me out his mouth. He was like, I am not a good person. I am a nice person. I was like, what does that mean? I chose again to learn the fucking hard way. Um, what was I saying? Oh,
He's
I asked Spirit, I was like, hey, Spirit, universe, I know all this bad shit kind of keeps happening, but I'm gonna keep fucking ignoring you. Can you just like throw it in my face to let me know if this person is a good person? So what do? I catch the man talking to what I know now to be his pregnant, whatever the fuck. Don't know if it was his girl or not. Yeah. My man's wanted a therapist and a fleshlight, and I checked both of those boxes. And that shit is a hard fucking pill to swallow.
that hurts to say out loud.
But I'm accountable, and I'm not pussy, so cheers.
It's okay.
Yeah, so this man not only violated me psychologically, physically, and there's a few other ways. So when I really be preaching this narc shit, I really be trying to save the girls, the guys, and the gays from actual trauma. Because I am still in therapy talking about the psychological manipulation that I suffered voluntarily. Trauma's a motherfucker. Trauma will have you thinking somebody just smiling at you is like means they're like head over heels in love with you. Just because you like sat at the lake on some like teenage shit once, you're fucking planning wedding, but no, bitch, you're deprived. Love on yourself, okay? I know there wasn't like anyone who was like doing that shit or showed you how to do it, so you just like put that expectation on other people. But I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna keep feeling that feeling when they leave each morning. It's gonna
I'm
keep happening.
sneezing. Bro,
Like
that
they
is the
take
realest
something.
shit. That is the
Like
real.
they take something. If they leave in the morning and you feel empty, you should probably start reevaluating your behavior.
That
As
is
someone who had that feeling, and I told this man, I was like, I don't like it when Negroes just skip out. I don't like that feeling.
and
I
that's what he
told
did.
him that.
He would peel out with like a cloud of smoke.
But he had a whole bitch. I think. Who fucking knows? He lies so
A
damn much.
child. He had a child like 4.5 minutes after you guys stopped talking. It was a human child.
Here's what's crazy is that people like that are very dangerous because they use other people as pawns in their game. He used his daughter to get close to me. Why the fuck are you introducing me to your child? I just want to clap your fucking cheeks, bro. I don't want any of the other shit. What are we doing? What are you doing? You are the prettiest smile that I thought on some shit that I've seen in a long time. As a black woman, Where I am, that's hard to find. That's hard. That's so. I wanted to make this lump of coal a diamond so bad, but I was killing myself, forcing the pressure in the
Bro, man.
process, in the
That was
process.
that was painful to watch.
Yeah. Why? Who knows? Variety of reasons.
Deprivation. Deprivation, you said it. If you don't pour, that's why like all those messages always be centered around like pouring into yourself and shit like that. If you don't pour into yourself, then any little bit that you get will feel like getting proposed in the middle of Times Square. Anything. Anything. Somebody giving you a
Especially when
free
you're in a
Afro
narc
boost.
relationship. Perfect example. Did y'all see that clip when Krishan teared up when she fake got married to Blueface in a coat shop? She thought that shit was real because
She
she
thought it
is
was
so
real.
starved for love.
That's what it is.
Guys,
It's
be
a
careful with
hunger.
the comments. So starved for love, bro. So starved for love. It will have you out of pocket
Doing a whole
doing
bunch
some
of
things you
ridiculous stuff.
never thought you would do before.
If you do not pour into yourself, bro, you have to imagine, you know how like, people go out and they're like, oh my God, in the desert, it's so hot. Like you see a mirage or whatever the hell. If you are out here struggling, used to being disrespected, used to being taken for granted, used to being played with, and just like allowing that type of shit, that's all you're gonna know. The second that somebody gives you like an ounce of kindness, you're eating that shit.
Coming back like a starving puppy dog.
Are you
Because
kidding?
that's what you are. You're starving. You're starving for what? I don't know. Figure it out yourself. Intimacy, companionship, safety, security. This person came. He was like, "I want to be a safe space for you," and came and violated me in so many ways.
Mm-hmm.
So when I tell y'all this shit is not a joke, do not go against your better judgment. I had butterflies the whole fucking time.
And
Butterflies
butterflies are
are a
not cute.
warning sign.
Those are
Your
warnings.
body is firing off warning shots. Like, girl, please, please.
People be like, "Oh my God, butterflies are so." No, butterflies are a red flag. You should be still. I explained it to Bree once, like the way that I've built my life. If you don't come in and stay still, don't cause no serious waves, I can't rock with you. I need peace. I need peace. We can rock the boat together, but I need peace. Peace be still. Them butterflies, that is the universe itself trying to tell you, baby, back up.
Bro, this man was telling me to my face after I told him, I was like, I don't really think you like me because of like time and shit. I could go through I don't know if I deleted the messages or not. I have to see. But he came, of course, around sneaking creeping hours. But he claimed that was the only time he was available because he worked all day at his fucking business or whatever. Um, fuck. Where was I going? I need to drink more water. Lord Jesus. Where was I going? Where was I going? Oh, he told me to my face. He was just like, giving me this whole soliloquy about how much he liked me. And he was like, thank you for being you and being so patient. I had the sharpest pain in my chest the entire time he spoke. I was like, oh my fucking God, what is this?
Jesus Christ,
I was thinking
bro.
there's some I was thinking it was you. Remember when all that crazy shit was happening? I
I
think a
think
part of it
part of it
was.
was me though. Part of
I
it was
think
me because
part
I
of it
haven't watched
was,
it.
but he was just like really in my face, just like, hey, I really I like you. Sorry I'm treat you like shit.
He
Do you
sold you
want
a
to keep
dream.
it was
He sold you a dream.
it's sinister.
He sold you a dream. Somebody just said
Y'all,
Krishan
this message is for
signed.
me. Go ahead, go ahead.
Krishan signed her Zeus money to Blueface.
I believe it. I
This
believe
is
it.
why we have the conversations openly because you know what? Everybody wants to call what's going on with her a joke and be like, "Oh, it's her fault. She put
That
herself
shit makes me
in
sick to
a
my
situation."
stomach.
This is all a mental fuck. Look at me. The same girl that's over here telling y'all all these Super Bitch Chronicles that be on here talking with Bree. We have all these conversations, right? I'm the same girl that somebody in the D League managed to swindle into living in their apartment damn near rent free for 3 years. Cause I like getting a little head. I just had to trade it in for BV because I was getting cheated on. It
STDs are
happens
fun.
to
Let's talk
the
about
best
those.
of us, bro.
Listen, bro.
It happens
A lot
to
of
the best of
I
us.
don't a lot of us don't talk about. I'm gonna just say this: chlamydia is out here saving a lot of people. It's saving a lot of people. It's saving a lot of people because some of us were taught to stick beside them and don't like leaving. And at
A
least for me,
hard
I'll just say for
lesson?
me, cheating. I told my mom, I was like, I hope this motherfucker cheat on me. And she's like, why? I'm like, so I can leave his ass. Why didn't I just leave? What the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
What
Like,
do you need a reason for?
it's like seven seeds. When he asked them, why didn't you just leave? Because you thought you didn't have another fucking option.
The
I
whole
didn't understand.
time.
Hello, bitch. You got another motherfucking option, and the option is you. Choose you. They don't. They don't. When Krishan realizes that Blueface does not fucking like her, it's a hard pill to swallow. It's a hard motherfucking pill to swallow. That's knowing that the person you're sleeping beside hates your fucking guts.
That sucks to come to terms with.
It
Knowing that this
hurts.
person literally is competing with you while you're just trying to love them, that sucks, bro. Because I'm literally just trying to be here to rock with you. You're making this shit weird. To prove what? To break me down? To prove that, like, you can what? Control me? Tame me? Because it's always one person that's trying to snuff out somebody else's light. This
Listen, they.
man,
Go
I
ahead.
I
Go
would go
ahead.
to
Go ahead.
sleep. I would go to sleep, and me and this girl would talk, and we would wake up, and the next morning she'd be like super tense, and I would be so confused as to fucking why.
Run that shit back. Are you talking about me?
Yeah.
Say that. I'm sorry. I was looking at the comments. What you saying? My bad. Go ahead.
What is the comment saying?
Why is it so hard to leave though? Question mark. We'll come back to that. How do you cheat on someone who's giving you shelter for free? We can get into that. I was doing that dumb shit. Somebody said, "Y'all, this message is for me." Yeah, stay tuned up to stay tuned up. Turns up to 10 turns out. Share this shit.
Absolutely. We're always gonna be talking about the shit that these people don't want to chat about.
But go back to what you were saying. I will
Oh
come back to
yeah,
all of
nah.
that
We
shit.
would go. We would go to bed, have our little bedtime conversations, whatever bedtime stories, laughs, giggles, shits, and all that fun shit. And then I'd be thinking niggas would go to sleep, and I wake up in the morning, and her energy would be doo doo cakes, and it would be because this man just peeled out the door because he was late for work, his business, or whatever the hell. And every single time, it just drained her.
Yep.
But she kept going
And it
back
wasn't
because she
even. It
didn't.
wasn't even good.
It wasn't good. She
Let's
kept going
do.
back
Do
because she wasn't
well,
she was
ask me why I kept going back.
why before I say it,
Interview
before
me
I
this
say
year.
it,
I'm gonna
let's
let
do
you be
that.
my therapist
Let
for a high five. We're gonna switch.
We're gonna switch roles. All right.
No, you don't pay me, but
Well, I pay you in love.
you do. I
Okay.
was about to say you pay me in love and attention. That's so funny.
I pay you in
Um,
love.
it's an acceptable
Um
form of payment.
so
No, it wasn't even good, and I'm glad it wasn't because I would have still been ensnared because I was ensnared in great schmeeness, but that shit. Whoo! I had to pray to Spirit to forgive me for the shit I was doing with that one. Next, all right, focus. Back.
why
I was gonna get caught up in a daydream. Um, I'm
why
listening.
why did you keep going back to that man when he proved time and time again that he didn't respect you outside of booty call hours?
Well, I noticed I noticed a cyclical pattern because, as I try not to like psychoanalyze myself, but I do it all the fucking time. I be trying to look at like patterns and shit. I don't know. He just like made me trust him. I was about to give you a bullshit answer, but I think like at its core, he just made me trust him.
How
Like
did he manage to do that? Respectfully, because
he
where
just like
where where
created like a false sense of safety through just like words. And sometimes like presence can be enough for somebody. Like for me, because a lot of people don't necessarily like carve time out for me. So the whole birthday thing that you did for me, that shit fucked my head up so crazy because people don't do shit like that for me. So even though it was like stupid ass, weird ass hours, I still felt like it was
he
a
was taking
sense
the
of
time out.
safety because we had bond. Like he told me, he trauma bonded with me, I think, if I have to like really think about it, because like he told me that his friend had just killed himself, and
Mm-hmm.
my therapist ass is just like, oh yeah, like I'll take on your fucking trauma and your hurt, like cool, no, yeah, sure, we can talk about it, like even though you're not fucking paying me, but yeah, he just made me feel safe, I think, which I have to also asterisk that with I don't know what safety is.
Mm.
So the safety that I've been taught to see is manipulative, transactional,
Yes.
gaslighting. Um, so what it felt like was safe really wasn't. He told me he sees himself as a killer whale. I have a projective test,
Because
and
he
one of
likes to
them,
play with his food.
listen, he told me I like to play with my food before I eat it. My slutty ass is like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Not knowing he meant psychological manipulation.
You have to. It's that's exactly what he
God.
meant. I feel like the biggest lesson, maybe even for the both of us, for 2022 was just trusting the intuition a whole lot more and having a whole lot more discernment because motherfuckers walked into some shit wholeheartedly, physically, if not mentally, at least physically, knowing this is not really something I should be doing.
Well, my thing. Well, I don't do it anymore. But my thing at that time was I just put trust in people too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you think about
Yes,
even
yeah.
the atmosphere in which we met, I didn't directly speak to him at first. I was talking to two women who I felt very comfortable with because
And he
they
energy.
reminded me of my grandma. So my guard was completely the fuck down. And this man is just like, oh, fresh meat. And
What?
like, and I saw him like pushing boundaries more and more because he, like, a lot of you guys have to pay attention to men who like try to be your friend, but
Really
like
fast and like get
want to
intimate.
like, yeah, because like he went under the guise of like, oh, I just want to be your friend. I want to get to know you. I want to do this. I want to do that. And completely violated that and like took my like choice away from whether or not I wanted to like cross that line. So I'm still stuck with the feelings of that violation, because he went under the guise of like, oh, I want to create this false sense of safety. He said out his fucking mouth, I want to be a safe space for you because I know you do not have that. And if you, as a caretaker, you have to be very careful of people like that because they know that we go into these professions and we're oftentimes the only one who is pouring, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
No one's pouring back into us. That's how my dad is able to get away with his bullshit. He targets
And
vulnerable, like
people who are
emotional
vulnerable.
women.
Because
Yeah.
you gotta think about it,
So
it's like an empty cup. So the little bit of drops, the little drops that he's putting in, you're gonna take and eat up. And it's very easy to please.
yeah,
So you gotta.
yeah, and so he, they try. Somebody just asked, "Did you share your trauma?" Yeah, this man asked me. And as I'm saying this shit, I'm just like, why the fuck was I doing this? But deprivation. I'm gonna keep it a book. Whatever. Um, we were sitting on my couch and he was just like, fucking dumping his fucking trauma on me. But then he asked me, he was like, what's one of the worst things that ever happened to you? And I fucking told him. Why? I had known this man all of what, maybe 2 weeks at that point? And then I think it happened that day.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't share trauma with people anymore. Like, I'll share what I
No.
share with Bitch Chronicles. I'll share what I share on here just so that way you guys can take whatever you can from it. But like actual things that have destroyed me internally, I've not fully gone into depth because that's too much space.
Listen, if you're not a fucking mental health professional, why the fuck are you asking me about my trauma? That doesn't make sense to me. Unless it's like the topic of conversation. But I mean, people just like have always naturally like just dumped on me. Because I just think I'm like, again, I'm coming to terms with that like gift. So I'm thinking it's normal interaction. I'm just really great at connecting with people. And sometimes my brain is just like, let's like romanticize the fuck out of this. And that's exactly what I did. And he
Yep.
gave me he gave me the crumbs to romanticize to
He
craft this
sure did.
perfect situation long enough for him to get what he wanted, drop off poor penis, and skirt out. I'm not gonna listen. I'm going to keep it a buck. If the Schmeat was superior, we'd be having a different
We would be
conversation.
having
It
a
would have
I would
taken
be
me so much
fighting.
longer.
I would be fighting for your mental health right now if that was some good
You can,
meat. Because
you
I
can,
got stuck in some shit for what, like 4 or 5 years? Ended up leaving states just because of a good mouth. A good mouth. You gotta love yourself hard, bro.
somebody just
Hard.
said, "How do you fix it?" You have
You
to love on
have to love
yourself.
yourself hard. That it
Let me
sounds
let me
so.
let me give more. Let me be more specific because I feel like we've been saying love yourself, love yourself. Let me be more fucking specific. Loving yourself is saying no to people. We had
Mhm.
this conversation last night. You can see how people react to you when you say no to them or when you're unavailable to do something to them. People who have been given every fucking thing that they want, they have a hard time with rejection. So you can start by saying no to people and setting those boundaries, making people earn your time. I was not making him earn my time.
No, you
I
were
just
giving
gave
it
it to him.
freely. You,
And
but then that
so
falls into the line of no.
recognizing so it's like a cog in the wheel, you're part of that. Figuring out what deliberate actions that you're participating in that's feeding into the cycle. So unfortunately, I feed into the cycle of allowing people to manipulate me. And it's like a really like weird thing to like say out loud, but I knew from jump, from when he lied about his children. I just brushed that shit off. The time of day that he's contacting you, what you're talking about, he made the our interactions sexual probably the second time I like met up with him. So he did that shit immediately, bro. So you just have to pay attention. You have to pay attention to what your fucking body feels like. I knew I should not have been fucking with that man. I knew it. But my brother had just died and he saw that shit and was so crazy. And you have to be even more careful with social media and shit because a motherfucker
You
will
have to be
scroll
careful
and
about
learn
what you
so
put
much
out there.
about you and use that shit against you. Because his friend had just, like I said, unalived himself. So he used that. And then he saw, and I was like, yeah, my brother had just died. First thing that came out of this man's mouth was like, I know, I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking he's coming from a place of like, oh, you see me. No, he's like, I saw that and I'm going to use that to get close to you.
You have to be
Like,
careful. You have to be careful. Same thing happened before the homeless man got his little segue into my whole life. I was over here playing Boo Boo the Fool, boo hooing on Instagram, sharing all types of sad ass memes and shit. Like, it's not to say that you can't share stuff. You want to dump them, whatever. But you just have to be very careful about the place that you are coming from whenever you are putting anything out because you are making yourself completely visible to somebody who might be looking at it with ill intent or
so
self-serving.
how, right. So how do you change it? I just took myself out of the equation completely. And I've had sort of difficulty like reconciling my sort of underlying hatred of men. But I'm also coming to terms that I have been severely abused by men. So I have like
Rightful
reasons.
anger.
But like I have to check that biases and set my personal trauma aside when I'm like helping someone, you know? And so I feel like I was talking to my therapist and she was saying like a form of altruism is loving someone even though they're actively harming you. And so when I think of like black men in general, it's this like dichotomy of like it's like this love hate relationship of like this is home, this is like where my heart is, but I have suffered single handedly some of the worst trauma only from
From
black
y'all.
men, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And it's just like, why do you want to keep helping when all they want to do is keep harming and have no intention on stopping that harm? So I had to create a place of safety, which is retreating and withdrawing. For now, who's to say that might change, that might shift? But honestly, I told this bitch, I was like, I'm tired of being assaulted. I'm tired of teetering on whether I should go to the police behind these motherfuckers. I'm tired of putting myself in positions for men to take advantage of me. So I've taken myself out of the equation.
Mm-hmm.
When I tell y'all, I could send niggas to the clanker, but I choose not to. For whatever reason, I don't know.
For
But
peace.
I'm not putting myself in that because then if you continue those relationships with people who've like manipulated you and convinced you that like they're safe and that they're there for you, then you're looked at with a scarlet letter. Like, why did you continue to involve yourself with this
Look at
person
Meg the
when
Stallion.
when you were actively groomed? Seeing that you've been groomed, being aware of the grooming is some of the hardest shit to come to terms with. I think that's why this situation is fucking me up so much because I allowed this man to get close to me. I invited him into my home.
That's
I
what
gave him access to take advantage of me.
from the
And that
beginning.
shit hurts, bro.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a deeper cut when you know better, but you don't do better, bro. That hurts. That's like you saw it coming. There's this you saw the bullet coming, but you didn't dodge it quick enough. Kaylani put that in the song, bro. You knew better. You did. But it was a
I
lesson that you
did.
had to learn. Otherwise you were gonna keep going through it.
And
That's
I
you.
kept, and the entire time I was thinking to myself, is this a blessing or a lesson? And every time he left, I just felt like he took more and more and more. And I was just like, I can't do this. And then I really stepped back and looked at what he actually took. He took my choice on whether I wanted to make that step. But I do that all the time. He's not the first one. That's what's fucking crazy about all of this shit. If you really pay attention to your life, people have always been abusing you. They've always been taking advantage of you because it's a fucking behavior that you exude and people take advantage of that fucking behavior. He's not the first person to have violated me in that way.
Someone said energy vampires. Exactly.
Jesus.
Exactly. He
He
was an
told
energy
me I
vampire.
felt like a magnet to him. That's a fucking red flag.
We
Bro,
don't know actual kindness and empathy because we don't perform it. We don't even give ourselves enough time. So you're not going to be able to recognize it until you start to experience it a whole lot more. That's why I made such a big deal about this girl's birthday. Because at some point, it needs to click that you deserve nice things.
and so what's so crazy about all of this? So let's full circle. I had just stopped fooling with this man who had massively violated my shit and then made the video about how I wish men would go to therapy so they would stop hurting bitches. And I lost my job. So it's like kind of even a bigger fuck you of like thinking about where I was at in that time, where like people had just like jumped to harass me about like my room being messy when I was trying to cope with this man fucking my shit up. That shit's crazy. So respectfully, I'm kind of like, fuck you motherfuckers. I don't care. I don't care. That's kind of where I'm at.
Because you came out of it.
Bro, when I tell you I've been spending the last 3 days trying to not control alt delete, Like, seriously? Whew. Because I just like I've been thinking about all of the things that I've endured this year, and that like being a part of it is just like, and then having men saying how they like want to violate me in all of these ways, and how they want to do this, and how they think I'm that. So only compounding the trauma that I've experienced. So it's just like I'm fucking screaming to create a place of safety because actual women are suffering trauma behind this shit. And y'all don't give a fuck.
That's the
That's
big
what's
picture.
crazy. And for the men who actively work on themselves, I would think y'all would be a little bit more mad at the people harming other human beings. But I don't see that shit either. So
Because like bigger picture, you're looking at one relationship could take years of therapy to recover from, to unlearn from. So now whoever it is that you're trying to pursue is a lot more difficult just to get through because there's this wall that literally has to exist for her safety that you have to be patient enough to operate to get through. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why we
and
get
so
so
what they
passionate behind
and
this
so
shit.
what they do is they violate that sense of safety. They create a false sense of safety. And so I've learned that it has to come through action. It took me so fucking long to trust you, bro. But that's only, and I'm pissed at the motherfuckers who violated my shit so much to make it so fucking hard for you. Cause you've been consistent. You've been showing up. You've been about that action. So when people ask me, so what do you do? How do you pay attention to the people who are consistent? That
Not
motherfucker was
persistent.
not consistent.
Not persistent.
There is a difference.
There is a
If he's
difference.
calling you at fucking midnight, he doesn't like you. He doesn't want to be seen in the daylight. There's a reason he did not want to be seen with me in the fucking daylight. Cause you have a whole bitch pregnant. So
The
not only do you
party
want to
didn't get to
address
go.
your bullshit, you want to ensnare other people into your bullshit. But fuck me for telling you to talk to somebody so you don't even gotta bury your problems in pussy. But I digress.
Imagine how frustrating that was. Watching everybody get so mad. It's like y'all haven't experienced, and if you have, you didn't take it seriously enough. I got violated in 2019, 2020, 2021, and 22 by four different people because of shit that
It's
I allowed to happen. But they didn't care about the scars that they left. I'm walking around like I literally chose not to mess with somebody behind the fact that I knew I would emotionally damage that man. I
I
knew,
told you.
I
Go
knew,
ahead, sorry.
I knew I would destroy that man if I messed with him. I said no because I don't want to create a problem. Y'all don't stop to think about that. You are leaving very deep scars in people that is creating a very hard dynamic
That
for
stay
both
forever.
parties.
But make no mistake, this is trauma. It's physical
It's
brain damage to
trauma.
your physical brain. Like, put that
Brain
bitch in
scans
a
could actually
CAT
be made.
scan, whatever the fuck, MRI, whatever the fuck machine does it, her brain is different. And y'all don't give a fuck. That's disgusting. It's weird as fuck. It is so weird to me. It's
And
so
then
weird to me.
try to make it seem like, oh, it's just like a whole bunch of dramatic mental health shit, like roll your eyes. If you create a woman that is traumatized, take me for example. I'm a single mother, right? You create trauma. Now that trauma that you created within me as I'm raising a little black boy. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Are you not doing the math? If you are breaking the foundation, then the rest of it is going to grow at a really significantly fucked up pace. You are gaslighting women into believing that they are doing too much by speaking on how fucked up y'all are moving. And then there are women, of course, who gaslight the men who are actually trying. It's all of it collectively is just wicked. The only thing that matters is love and mental health because it's at the basis of it. That's literally it. Love and mental health. If you love people properly and you don't try to buy them into everything, then they can understand what no means and they don't have to grow up and be so destructive the second that somebody draws a line or creates a boundary?
Because he hated it when I created boundaries. Because there would be periods where I was just like, okay, this is not serving my spirit. So I wouldn't talk to him for like weeks at a time. But then when my good old hormones was just like, hey, you need to mount something right now, right now, right now. Not yesterday, right now. Right now, right now, right now, right now, right now. I would hit him up. Hey, knowing I'm going to deal with some bullshit. No, even knowing the schmeeness was going to be garbanzo beans.
Man,
Where they do that at? Trauma is where they do that at.
have some pride about yourself. Ask this girl how I be treating my shit.
What you mean?
About like, I mean, after the whole situation with me and my dumb ass, I will absolutely. You can have a meal, but you can't touch me. That's it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm unfortunately to the point in my slut era where it's get that bread, get that head to leave.
And
I'm
leave.
not.
And
I
leave.
don't particularly feel like being penetrated with lies and demons and unhealed trauma. I'm okay. I've just like done too much work to be disturbing that.
That's what it is. That's really how you resolve the issue. Like you keep
You
going
think
back
so?
to that man. You keep doing all this dumb shit. You know that he don't really care about you, but like, it's so good and it's so great, and nobody's ever gonna. First of all, yes, there is. There are plenty of men who know how to do things with their waistline. It's phenomenal. They know how to do great things. It's not just him. The only reason
It's
why you're
not
stuck is because of the trauma,
because
and
you think it is.
you think it is.
You
You
think it is.
that in your
When you're
mind.
in a desert, you create a fucking mirage.
And
How
also,
beautiful.
you have to
Oh my,
recognize.
listen, bitch, I contemplated for 2.5 seconds. What if I did have a child with this man? The first thing, listen, I said contemplated. It was fleeting. But let's continue with the thought. I thought to myself, and here's why it was fleeting. I'm like, he has 17 other fucking kids. What makes me think in my mind he gonna stop liking these other motherfuckers
Hello.
for me and another child? That
Hello.
man was trying to Nick Cannon me. I don't think you bitches understand. That man is not an active participant in his children's lives.
He was
That is
trying to
not a
add
good
you.
example.
He was
He was
trying
trying to
to
add me to
add
the
you.
fucking roster, bitch. He didn't. He was not. And here's how I knew he didn't. He didn't care. That man was emptying. And here again, one of my life rules: go follow me on YouTube. We already started that debauchery. One of my life rules: stay strapped. Stay strapped, or they will try to fucking trap you. That man was not concerned on whether I was on the Lord's birth control or the government's birth control until the
Until
19th
halfway into
time.
the thing, had the audacity to ask, "What do you mean? At this point, we have a shit full of people.
We have a child together.
We've
You're a dad.
conceived. Why are you asking me now?"
So you have to protect yourself. Because he didn't care,
Oh, I'm so
you
sorry.
know. But there was also part of me that also didn't care. I actively live with the thought of my therapist telling me that I do not have a regard for my own safety. That is something that I have to come to terms with because I've always been taking care of other people. I don't care what happens to me, and that is a dangerous place to be in. Like the last 3 days, like I told you, I was ready to fucking end my shit. Is because I pretend like everything is fine. Everything is not fine. Everything is very much not fine and not okay with me. And I struggle daily. But having this platform, for some reason, I feel the over sense or the expectation to be positive all the time. That shit fucking sucks. When I'm struggling financially, I don't like turning to people because when I have in the past, they throw that shit in my face. It creates this sense of like hyper independence. And I had this moment. I Let me know what y'all think about this. I had a straw that broke the camel's back moment. And the depressed girlies, the mental health girlies, I think y'all understand what I'm saying when I say this. So I hadn't been working out in a while. I didn't put on some fucking LBs because I've been like eating chips and shit and not moving. If you are depressed, get some sort of like movement regimen in your life. It gives you good brain juice. But I was looking for a new gym, found a new spot that I wanted to try, but I didn't pay attention to the location. And I realized it was downtown. And anybody who lives downtown anywhere knows that you have to pay for parking, and parking is shitty and it's fucking annoying. But me not knowing that I would have to pay for parking sometimes if I just didn't go when it was free sent me into a fucking panic attack. And so I called my grandmother in a fit of tears or whatever. And if you don't pay attention to people's emotionality and what they're actually going through, it would have seemed like I was having a nervous breakdown over having to pay for parking. When in all actuality, I'm tired. And let me explain when I say I'm tired. And I hope you guys will understand what I mean. When people who have depression or like ideation or anything like that say that they're tired, it means that they're significantly overwhelmed and that they feel like they don't have any other option. They feel that they are truly at their wits' end, and giving up is the only option for relief. So it's not necessarily, at least for me, it's craving relief. Like I just need relief because this shit is really fucking hard. And so when I was on the phone with my grandma, I was just telling her, I'm like, this is really hard. And thinking about like from the top of the year, from the shit with my brother, from being neglected from a previous employer, from fucking being fired from a different employer, from being like assaulted by this whatever the fuck, and just having on top of all of that to be the strong friend, to be the one that people depend on, still having people asking me for services and I can't even hold the space for myself. After thinking about all of that, me thinking about having to pay for parking was just like too much. Because I've always just had to pretend like everything is fine, and shit has not been fine for a very long time. So I realized that I have to stop pretending because it's only harmed me. I have to stop pretending like everything is fine because I'm resenting people when they call me for help, or I don't answer text messages because I'm too overwhelmed, or everybody thinks on the outside that everything is fine and it's really not. And so pretending to be fine only harms yourself. It doesn't help anybody because everybody thinks you're strong. Everybody thinks you're okay. Everybody thinks that nothing bothers you when everything bothers you. And so as I'm sitting in the car crying to my grandmother saying, I'm tired, I don't know what else to do. This job shit is fucking crazy. There are people who are faking accounts who can potentially harm people. So I'm thinking about that shit. It's just a lot of shit I'm thinking about. How I'm gonna fucking pay my rent. If people even like my content, if I'm even like likable and I have this fucking platform. It's just like all of these things. Family shit, my fuck grief, my brother. I literally buried my brother a fucking year ago around this fucking time. So like my body is storing that shit. It just like all came crashing down and I just thought to myself, why am I pretending? What is this shit getting me? It's getting me having to talk myself off the ledge every day. That's where it's gotten. Me pretending to be okay. I allowed this man to come violate me. Me pretending to be okay. People think I'm fine with getting fired when that shit, I can't even, like, the thought of giving therapy to another person terrifies me. The thought of opening this app terrifies me. Everything terrifies me. But then I had to think why? Because I've been violated. I wanted to create a safe space that I'm too anxious to post on. The fuck is that about? Because I've been pretending like everything is fine and it's not. I struggle daily. People see these numbers and think like, "Oh, you have a great life." No, bro. No, I have a safety plan active because this shit is hard. So when I had that straw that broke the camel's back moment, I relied on someone who pours back into me. And I was trying to explain to my grandma what was wrong, and I couldn't find the words. And she was like, "It sounds like you're on your knees." And I was like, "It's worse than that. I feel like I'm on my stomach, unable to move, just stuck, you know?" And so we just prayed that I find the strength to get to my knees, to get my arms underneath me, to be able to stand up again. Because when you pretend like everything is fine, you minimize everything. So people saying they want to rape and kill me, I pretended like that shit didn't fucking bother me. It makes me afraid to speak because I received such horrible treatment. But I also, again, have to circle back again on why I'm doing this shit. So people don't feel silent. So they have the courage to overcome the people who are actively harming them. If you don't like my content, you like harming people. Because that's the only thing I'm talking about. It's for you to not harm people. That's it. So I would be lying to y'all if I said I wasn't scared. I'm fucked up. This shit fucked me up. I don't even like leaving my fucking house.
I mean, people were literally, this one YouTube creator reached out to your personal phone, had to
People
have
were
the
like
phone number changed.
stalking
Like,
my shit, bro. So what do you do when you feel like you've been violated? You try to create a sense of safety. So I took some time off to try to create that sense of safety. But as I put myself out there, I still feel like I'm violating my own shit, you know? But people telling me that my content helps them or it just like helped them think about something differently, that definitely keeps me grounded. But it's just like I'm running out of steam and feeling compelled to help people because I've never helped myself.
right. So you got to take a step back and literally just like pour into yourself. Because it's very much giving an empty cup after all of the shit that you have went through. Not to mention the amount of energy it takes trying to pretend like shit isn't phasing you the way that it is.
Yeah, no, this a motherfucker is taking arrows to her fucking back, bro. I got arrows tatted on me for a reason, but I've taken some harpoons to the chest, and I'd be lying to y'all if I didn't say that I wanted to just again control because I don't. Some days I reach such an abyss where I didn't talk to this bitch for like 24 hours, and I know she's about to call the fucking police.
Bro, the
This
way.
happened what like 2 days ago?
I think
Some
so.
two fucking days ago.
I think so. I didn't say anything because I already knew. I mean, I've been upfront to see all of it. So she be trying to bullshit me, talking about, yeah, I'm fine, I'm straight. I'm not even. This shit happen every time. I swear, my battery is just weak. She'd be like, "Oh, it's all right. I'm not even tripping about this." Da, 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 da. Whole time, I'm a whole empath. You can lie to me if you want to, but that's not what it feels like. But sure, she went missing for. I didn't talk to her the whole night before, that morning, and the whole day. I clocked out, back in, and almost out of work before she hit me up. All I said was thank you and okay.
Because I told her I was like, sorry, I need some rest because it gets too much, and any little bit of information is too. Like I'm the type of person that I have to be able to retreat. If I can't retreat into complete solitude, I'm gonna fucking snap. So like I don't. When I feel like I start to mistreat people that I love, it's just like okay, I have to take a step back. But sometimes that's dangerous for me to do because I'm just like okay, well, since I'm here alone, we might as well just like fuck it, we ball one last time, you know? But then I'm just like, fuck, my nephew exists. Fuck.
You have things to live for, bro.
God damn it! That fucking child stared me in his eyes the moment he came out that bitch. My sister being that bitch. I love that child. I literally hold him to my heart and sob because I love him so much. And so when I'm in those moments, that's what I think about. Having conversations with my nephew, talking about dinosaurs and planets and rocks, because he's a crystal bitch. Make no mistake. Make no mistake.
He is one in the making.
But I look at things to live the kindness. Like I feel this love to the core tatted on my wrist for a reason. I think about all the people that love me and that would be devastated. Because sometimes, and I hate to say it, sometimes I'm not enough. I hate to say that shit. I really fucking do. But sometimes I'm not enough.
No, but it's a real thing.
And I have to get to a point where I am like I don't have to think about what I'm losing. Me just being worthy of just being here, you know.
You're getting a lot of love in the comments over here, by the way.
Yeah, no, people are still over here.
But sometimes when it's too dark, you don't have enough. Like that one little tea candle is not enough. That little tea light.
But you know, I feel like it is.
Sometimes it is.
Because, and the only reason I'm saying this is because when I left that narc situation, when we first met, you were that tea light for me. Like when I like to visualize a lot of things, but I think of like a cave. You can't see a single fucking thing, but you know you're in a really like dangerous, potentially like detrimental life or death situation. And sometimes you just need that one little spark to keep you alive.
Yeah.
Like you was my motherfucking Michaela photo in that cave with Zeke, bitch. No cat, awesome.
No, Michaela.
Awesome motherfucking, awesome motherfucking manifest shit. Like because when you're in that darkness, when you exit narcissistic abuse, you don't know who you are. So you're entering what you feel like is darkness. And I didn't know who the fuck I was. But you being that encouragement, like, hey, let's think about this shit this way, or like, let's just talk about this way, or just picking up the phone. Our relationship was not based off of reaching insights and bullshit. You just picked up the fucking phone and shot the shit, and you didn't judge me for being a slut. That's like damn near what the fuck it really was.
That's
like,
really what it was.
You know, like you don't need people who are fucking judgmental assholes. Cause this raggedy bitch is already so hard for everybody. Like, so I don't know. I'm off on a tangent. But I'm saying like sometimes you need that tea light in the darkness to lead you to the other fucking candles or the torch or whatever fucking life source you need to see yourself in the fucking mirror. I didn't see myself till you came into my life. Epiphany. Aha.
I was about to say
moment. I don't know.
Moment,
you can cry about that shit later if you want to, but I did not see myself until we met. When I tell y'all I scroll and look at my content, it does not feel like me. I'm so detached from UnusuallyBree. When I tell y'all I'll be in my civilian clothes, I be forgetting about all of that shit because I've used TikTok as a tool to just educate. Like, hey, I'm gonna put this out there and see if people feel the same. Oh, same? Y'all just like, oh, same this whole fucking time? You mean I'm not crazy? This motherfucker who told me that I was crazy, but I'm not really crazy because all these other bitches, they told them bitches that they was crazy and okay, so we just gonna be some crazy bitches together. I see. And I've never been happier around this gang of crazy bitches. Never been happier. Because you were that tea light that led me to the torch, that led me to the mirror to finally wake up to who the fuck I am. And I will be eternally grateful for that. I'll cry about this later, but we're almost, so I kind of have to keep it a little bit contained. Sorry, not to make your pussy throb or anything, but yeah, that's why you need friendship. And I fought this bitch tooth and fucking nail because I don't know. Sometimes you don't want people to be nice to you.
Let me tell you something. The birthday videos and stuff where we're all being cute, it wasn't all cute. She was actively going through
panicking the whole fucking time.
Whole time I'm just like, hey, we're just gonna have a great time and get real fucking cute. She's actively trying not to throw herself out of a moving car. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It just got real quiet.
This is like, oh, you can tell? Yeah. Yeah.
But that's on like empath shit. And so narcs will fake that empath shit. They'll be like, oh yeah, no, I'm such an empath. I feel what you're thinking. No. Is this bitch also having heart palpitations? Because that's how you know. When she's freaking out, we're all freaking. I don't know, but I don't know. I was praying, manifesting. I don't know. I have visions of a blue bitch coming into my life as I was enduring the worst of the worst of the narc abuse in the midst of 2020, also the global pandemic.
I can't believe I caught you at the end of that. The universe really did give me you, or give you me. I don't know. However you want to say. I didn't know I was there for the tail end of that. That was timing is impeccable. Timing is impeccable, girl.
Somebody's a reminder that you're a Sag. It's hard out It's hard out here for us too. Yeah, y'all think we're just fucking no. What? What? Sages have hearts too, bitch. Don't disrespect my shit. But yeah, the universe will give you what the fuck you. I say this shit all the time. It will give you what you need. You just have to pay attention to it. The universe, lightweight, slightweight, knew I needed to interact with some fuck shit to really just like highlight the great shit. And sometimes I'm a bitch that's just like, you know what? I love to bake and cook. But sometimes I also like to stick my hand in that beautiful chocolate fire.
Oh, Jesus.
But in 2023, not me.
We're choosing peace.
Not me.
We are choosing peace.
Not me.
The hard lessons, we don't need to keep learning the hard lessons, because the hard lessons keep giving the same answers. It's the same thing every single time for science. If we're doing this for science, we've already locked this in. We could submit this into the board. It's proven. Scientific method shows this is what happens every goddamn time.
Every time.
Let's choose peace now.
Somebody said the universe gave y'all each other. Yeah. So on some like weird spooky Houdini shit. I feel like I'm the type of whatever the fuck. My shit comes through in art. And so I do like art journaling when I'm not trying to fucking convince myself to live. That's so funny. That's great.
I feel like only people who have formally tried to, can like really sit down and laugh
so crazy. When they see these like prolific people in the media, when it happens, I for the life of me cannot understand why everybody's so fucking shocked. These are every case where people just like, what? Are people who pretend like everything is fine.
Look at Robin Williams.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Look at Robin Williams. Look at the beautiful
Universe?
girl, Miss Universe, that jumped off the side of her building.
Everything
Ellen
was fine.
DeGeneres' DJ.
Everything was fine. You cannot tell me otherwise.
Because you know why? Somebody took his video from TikTok and posted it and was like, "Oh, I could never tell. He looked so happy." No, baby, there are multiple layers, and that's just one. That's just one.
And what be so crazy is that people are just like, well, what are the signs? What are the signs? I bet you these people always tell you, I'm tired. I'm tired. And people are like, well, get some rest. Sleep is not going to help my issue.
It's not sleep.
This is an existential in a cave with no light, no food, no water, no means of survival, with a fully loaded clip.
Exhausted.
That's what people mean when they say they're tired.
Like, y'all need to pay a little more attention. I went from February of 2019 until August or September of 2019 telling people with a face beat for the gods that I was tired. And one day I went to sleep while I was driving my car. I said, if I wake up, I'm supposed to be here. If I don't, then cool.
Thank you, universe. Thank you, universe.
I get some rest.
Titty shake for survival. Hey. And so, like, I think, and what also frustrates me is that, like, people who are on the other side of the argument of, like, people saying that's like a very selfish decision. It's very, no, it's when I'm in a very desperate place of needing help. It's not selfish. It's not. It's I don't know what else to do.
It's fatigue. Someone said my soul is tired. I know. And that rest comes from people think rest and then they think sleep. For me, every time I say rest, I take this bitch somewhere.
Flued out. I'm a passport boy.
Every time I say rest, I take this bitch somewhere. Because for me, rest means I need silence. Like for when it gets so bad, my anxiety, it sounds like there's literally like thousands of people in a room screaming at once. So sometimes my rest is silence. Sometimes my rest is throwing my ass in a circle while I'm lit off of some Casamigos. Sometimes my rest is being asleep for 36 hours.
Sometimes it's art. Sometimes it's, well, for me, it used to be funny time, but that shit just causes more stress. So I've
That's
taken
not
it out the
rest.
equation.
That's
It's not
not
rest.
rest. Because
Anything you
that
feel
takes
like takes out of the equation,
that's not rest.
stop doing that shit. And sometimes that's answering the phone.
And that's it too.
I've come to the point of exhaustion where I just do not answer my fucking phone. I'm sorry. I will get back to you when I fucking get back to you. That's not on no cocky shit. That's not on not nan nothing. That's on I need my mind to quiet because I would like to continue choosing life.
Exactly. Someone
So
said I'm
please
fucking
don't
crying.
take it personally.
As a mother, I understand exactly what you're saying. She just said I'm crying because it's so lonely. I'm raising two kids, having not no time to even dream. I don't dream myself, and that's probably not something that I should say all the time. But I don't dream the way that I used to. But it's just because I pour all of my shit into my son. You got to give yourself some time. I'm not going
Even if
nowhere,
it's 5, 10 minutes, even if it's your
baby.
skincare routine.
I'm not going nowhere but this live. Just because.
Okay.
Just because otherwise your mental health is going to suffer. The little things that
I
you
did
do.
not know putting on lipstick for my birthday, even though I was sobbing the entire time beforehand, would be what I needed. That fresh, like, oh, we sitting real nice. Because I forgot, because I was sitting in an abyss of sadness. My body was also putting her fucking shit in an abyss of sadness while I had my tea light, like, hey girl, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, here's a cake, happy birthday, here's some balloons, happy birthday. And I'm just like, bitch, I wanna die. Dragging me out the house. Oh, fuck, man. But that's love. That is love.
Thank you.
What are we
That
talking about?
that
I'm
is
sorry. I
love.
got distracted. I
It's
got
love. You
distracted.
have to
Oh,
you don't have to feel guilty about it. It's you have to, and I told her too. She was like, I don't know, I don't feel right. Fuck all that dumb shit. There is literally a limited time on this planet. I don't know if y'all see what's going on out here, but it's getting real close to the world ending, which means that I have very small amount of time left to wear half of the outfits in my closet. I don't care if I'm wearing them to Target or the bathroom on live on TikTok for 2 hours. I'm going to wear it because later on, when I feel like control alt deleting this bitch, I can go back and be like, damn, but the world would really truly be a sad place without me in it because I'm fine. And if you
listen.
don't feel like that,
So many people would be devastated behind
devastated,
losing this ass. Let me stop before I get
devastated,
banned. Listen.
devastated. The message that I was sent here to bring out to y'all, and my foolishness would never come out if I ran into that median in the middle of the Long Island Expressway. And this is just because you have to you have to pour into it, not like vaguely, but like really actually pour into yourself. Don't pretend. Don't
Be
bullshit.
intentional. So yeah, and not pretending. Be intentional about it. Cause like yeah, you can like create like a cute little skincare routine, whatever I'm gonna do. No, when I put that shit on my face, I'm rubbing life, a luxury, and
Hello.
gloriousness into my. You have to be because some of us only get a certain amount of time a day of silence. And sometimes that's locking the door on the other side of your 20 kids.
That's it. Listen, hey,
Sometimes
them
that's
two
all time you
kids,
fucking get. But that
sometimes,
10 minutes you get,
whatever
make it
that is.
intentional.
If they're preschool age, sometimes it just means throwing on a marathon of bubble guppies and doing what you
Cocoa
need to do in the
melon.
bathroom.
Listen, that shit is like crack to them.
You know what I'm saying? If
Like
they
cocoa
high
melon
school
crack.
students, sometimes that means ordering a little bit of DoorDash and telling them to get the hell away from you. Put on a movie they've been dying to see. If you need a password, baby, I'm the plug. It's just get your time back.
Get you some refuge, baby.
Get you some refuge. Get you some
Get you some.
respite. Me and my sister say that all the time, bro, because she has a teenage daughter and I have a pubescent child. Sometimes I need a little respite. I need a little rest because otherwise I will crack his skull. And we don't need
Listen,
the issues.
listen. We got a grass girly who understands. She said, "In the Kia with a blunt, amen." Let the church say amen.
Amen. Amen.
That's quality self care.
Okay.
Relax. That's deep breathing. It's deep breathing. Deep tree breathing. Facts. Period.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah. The era of the struggling black woman is dead.
That shit's clipped.
If you
Clipped.
needed somebody to say it, go ahead and screen record. Don't screen record because then y'all are already stealing my content. The era of the struggling black woman
Over
has
with.
died. Baby, we live the soft life.
Listen, we got to
Okay?
be the poster child of shaking titties
That's it.
and
That's
hidden
it.
insights. I'll do
That's
that.
it.
I want to plan a retreat. I really do.
I said this.
However, I need to figure out how to pay my rent next month.
I have the business plan model in my iPad right now. All I need is for y'all to stop playing. Because you got to
I'm gonna
remember,
put up.
I'm a health professional. I know a couple people who are also professionals. I already have somebody that could do the yoga. I know that my OCD is enough to do the decorating, and I could plan the swag bags for y'all. Trust me, you want me to be the one to do it anyway. If this app could stop playing and maybe holler at me with some sponsors, we can really get things cracking. Okay. Plus, I know how to plan a vacation. Ask her.
Yeah, no. So, okay, let's back up to the respite. That's why that's important. So, after that man had violated my entire existence, I was like, I can't do this shit. We gotta go. Luckily, we had a plan. No, she graciously invited me on her trip. Jesus Christ, her birthday trip to Mexico. Sorry, excuse me. And shaking my juicy booty on a beach was exactly what I needed to forget
Hello?
about somebody who
In
didn't
front of
like
a
me
world
in
wonder.
the first place. I got to sit and have a conversation in front of Machu Picchu. Chichen Itza, my bad. Chichen Itza, and which was on my list of world wonders. I'm a passport for but you sorry. Sorry. But I needed that respite. I needed to forget about my United Statesly problems abroad with mojitos and the beach. And
I mean, like, sometimes that's not always tangible, but like, if you just
oh,
find little pockets of peace. Like, I remember I was really close to calling it quits in like 2002, 2003 era. Not 2013. Sorry. And for me at that time, it was just going to Bear Mountain and hiking and listening to the water on the rocks. That was my peace. Like, whatever you have to do to just be still.
I will say when I'm like traveling, it's always grass touching. I'm never like around a lot of people or doing touristy shit. I'm always like immersing myself in the culture and like getting connected with like those roots and shit, like Chichen Itza, for example, we sat underneath the sun and just felt the warmth in the grass.
That was amazing. I was dying. I needed it. It was amazing. It was amazing.
But like you can do that anywhere. So there's a spot that I go to like meditate and shit that gives me the same feeling,
Mm-hmm.
and not being able to go outside and do that shit makes me fucking seasonal
That's why I
affective.
moved. That's why I moved. Because being able to, right now, if I didn't have work today, I could go to the beach and just sit there.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I left, because I love New York, but going and being in the concrete jungle, you go and you in the middle of all of these buildings, you just low key start to feel more alone in a very busy city. So then I would like to go to other places like Robert Moses, to Jones Beach and shit like that. But then even then, it's not the same. It's not the same because it's cold.
I think what you said is important about like feeling. That's
Alone.
another telltale sign when you're surrounded by a lot of people and you feel very, very alone. Like I said, motherfuckers click on this page and see 300 whatever the fuck I don't even know because I'm whatever, and
And
they
think
don't
that, like,
and think everything is sunshine, coochie juice, and butterflies. In all actuality, again,
regular
motherfuckers is
people,
just
bro.
like, hey, I'm going to implement a wellness check if you do not contact me in the next
Because
30 seconds.
if that wasn't me 2 days ago, people look at my following and the fact that I'm a professional and think, oh, she lit. Baby, my electricity almost got cut off while we was on FaceTime last night.
Like, people have real lives, bro.
Y'all got to pay attention to what's really going on. I be praying every day. She just texts back after the internet draft. This is
I'm
mental
tired.
game, y'all. It's
And
exhausting.
then I be thinking, I be teetering like, oh, maybe I want like companionship, but no, the thought of that terrifies me. I
No.
don't even listen. I told you I was afraid to reach out to the what one
The
dude.
one creator?
Yeah, and I still
Yeah,
have
because
not.
that's behind trauma.
I still haven't moved forward with that because
Trauma.
penis,
Trauma.
traumatic penis.
Attached trauma.
Well, what you gonna do? Is it on the phone? Are we done?
My phone's about to die any second. Any second.
I feel like we've reached a resolution. I'm on pretending to be fine because that shit.
Yeah. I want to say going into 2023, I don't think anybody should be pretending to be anything because it creates a false narrative. If you are not okay, you need to express that you are not okay. You need to come to terms with the fact that you are not okay, but then also you have to like try to find things that make you feel like you could be okay. Cuz otherwise you're sitting in a dark room with no furniture.
Mm.
And that is a scary place to be.
So what do you do? Because I used to believe in fake it till you make it was the thing, but I've
You
been
can't.
faking it
There's
and
no
been
faking it.
getting slaughtered.
Find the things that make it a little bit easier to breathe.
People like you.
People like me, people like your grandma, things like the beach, things like cooking, things like really educational TV shows or great animes or books or drawings or shit, fucking hookah making, whatever. Pour into something that makes you feel good. And then start to just pay attention to how well it goes while you're consistent on it. I started on this damn app and then it got me this far. I
Are
gotta
you
sit
pointing to me? No.
so,
Oh, back to it. I think I was alluding to a little bit earlier. But I drew this bitch before I actually met her, and I just thought that was the craziest shit. And even so, even down to like scary Houdini shit, I would write down things that she like says to me all the time before I even met her. I think I'm kind of magic. I don't know.
I think I'm kind of magic too, so
My head be up in the clouds. I don't be paying attention to shit.
pay attention to your intuitions, your body, your cells, your throat, your chest, your head, not your cooch. She's lying.
And am I in a weird headspace when I thought of penis as soon as you said throat?
Yes. That's why I followed it with not your cooch. not your coochie. That bitch is a liar.
Again.
That bitch is a liar, and she will get you caught up. All right? Y'all almost had a baby shower for me. Let's not. Okay?
Me too. To be fair, me too. I think I would look cute pregnant, but I don't.
I think you would too,
I
but with
just don't
somebody
want. I
that
don't want to have a narcissist baby.
that's what I'm saying. With
Because
somebody that
I am a narcissist baby, and it's not fun.
breaking generational curses.
He looked at me in my face and said, "You were beautiful." I was like, "No, you complimenting yourself." Ew. 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 And I was thinking, oh, this is the first time in my life my dad actually said I was beautiful. No,
He's
he was
looking in a mirror.
complimenting
It was a
his
metaphorical mirror. He
his
said, wow,
sperm.
I did something great. It's disgusting. Go get help. You are destroying people if all you care about is yourself. Okay? We would like to build beautiful
This is why I love the terrible men.
Okay, yeah, no,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
my phone's about to die. I'm gonna tap out.
Introspection. If you like horrible toxic men, it's probably your father. Sorry.
And if
I'm
it's
gonna
not,
just
it's somebody
I'm
that is
gonna just
horrible to
end
you
with that.
probably left a really dark, deep mark stain. Talk about it in therapy.
And tell
Yay!
your dad. All right. Don't be sad. Go tell your dad. I love you all. Bye. You're
Bye.
awesome. Thanks for hanging out.
Well, there you have it, babes. You fucking made it. I'm so proud of you. I just would like to close by saying thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You didn't have to be here, but you chose to be here, and for that I am eternally grateful. Again, thank you for spending your life hours with me. If you liked what you heard or saw or seen or whatever, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And all of those obligatory things that I'm supposed to tell you at the end. Stay tuned for episode 3. Please comment your thoughts and prayers in the comments below. Remember that you matter. You are so important. I am proud of you. And I love you.